Okay, let's start. Good evening, everyone. This is actually a video lecture for CE 412 Integration Course 3 for Reinforced Concrete Design. So basically, as requested, that most of you prefer to have a video lecture since, as you mentioned, nababalikan, no? Kasi po naka-record. So, I think it will be beneficial for your learning. So, for the four-part series, for the four-part lecture of Reinforced Concrete Design, I will be recording the lecture. So siguro abot po ito ng 4 videos before I can finish all the topics. So coming from stress calculation, cracking calculation, up to one-way slab and footing design. So all of those will cover 4 lectures. So as much as possible, I will try to cover all the topics in reinforced concrete design. Okay? So basically for our schedule, I just want to mention that for next week, we will be having a live meeting. Even though I will finish the lecture, all of it in video, I want to meet all of you. If you have any questions or if you don't have any question, I will answer the previous quiz. No? Pag-usapan po natin yung quiz sa theory of structures. And then we can try some sample problems in reinforced concrete design for you to practice as well. So hopefully next week, once I upload all the 4 lectures, napanood na po. Ano? So sana po napanood na lahat yon. Because I don't want na kapag magkuquiz na, saka nyo lang pinapanood lahat ng lectures. Because hindi rin efficient kapag ganon. No? Hindi rin efficient kapag ganon. Ayoko na mag-record ng video kapag ganon. I will just let you come to school so I can interact with all of you. No? So basically for this reinforced concrete design, as I've said, this will be a 4-part lecture. No? 4-part lecture. So let's start. Our intended learning outcomes for today's lecture is to review the concept of reinforced concrete design. So for some of you that are under me, under RCD, kung ako po yung prof nyo sa RCD, I actually revised the lecture. This is not my original lecture. This is my review lecture. Medyo po mas mabilis ako dito. And then mostly I'm just focusing on the calculation, not on the concept. No? Hindi ako masyadong nagdi-discuss ng concept, not very much in detail, unlike yung katulad po nung sa RCD. Okay? So, we are going to solve practice problems regarding the following topics. We'll start with the cracking moment, stress calculation, and then we'll jump directly into ultimate strength design, USD, then shear design, column design, footing design. I will also cover load distribution, one-way, two-way. And then we're going to discuss ACI moment coefficient, where we calculate the moments for a continuous girder or continuous slab, given that we position the live load. So pag-uusapan po natin ulit yan, yung ACI moment coefficient, kung saan nila nakuha yun. No? Then we're also going to talk about one-way slab design. I'm not going to discuss two-way slab because that is not usually given in the board exam. No? Hindi po siya binibigay. Common lang po is all of this topic. Okay, so first let's start with a simply supported beam. So if you have a simply supported beam loaded with a uniform load W, basically our beam will deflect downward. And as you learn in your other courses, we already know that the tension is actually at the bottom and the compression is at the top. So kaya lang po tayo naglalagay ng bakal is that our concrete is weak in tension. No? Concrete is weak in tension. Concrete is weak in tension. That is why naglalagay po tayo ng bakal sa bottom ng ating beam. So we add reinforcement to resist the tension. So basically, when you have a simply supported beam, the compression is actually at the top and the tension is at the bottom. So again, saan po tayo naglalagay ng reinforcement? It's actually at the tension side. We only provide reinforcement at the tension side. Kasi nga po, si concrete is weak in tension. Okay? So basically, there are stages na pagdadaanan ng beam natin when we try to load it with a uniform load. So sa pag-bend niya, meron niyang stages na pagdadaanan. The first one is the uncrack stage, whereas when you load the beam, dahil hindi pa ganun kadami yung niloload mo, linear lang po yung distribution ng stress natin, and at the same time, if your stress in concrete is less than the cracking stress or the modulus of rupture, ito po yung cracking stress natin na tinatawag, or basically this is what we call the modulus of rupture. If the stress at the bottom of the concrete, the stress at the tension side is less than FT, basically the stress at the tension side is less than the modulus of rupture, you have an uncracked beam. So hindi pa siya nagka-crack, okay? And once you further load it, once you further increase the load, kapag nag-increase ka po ng load, you will have the tension stress, FT, the tension stress will be greater than the cracking, the modulus of rupture, FR. And then your concrete at the bottom will crack. So yung tension mo will be solely resisted by the tension bars. Yung tension po natin to be resisted by ng bakal na, no? Yung bakal na po yung magre-resist ng tension. And then your stress distribution at the concrete is actually linear. So linear yung stress distribution natin. So once na in-increase pa po natin yung load, as you further increase the load, the concrete will enter its nonlinear stage. The concrete stress will enter its nonlinear stage. Ito po yung nonlinear stress diagram natin. And then, this nonlinear stress distribution is under the ultimate strength design, no? Ito na po yung kino-consider natin sa ultimate strength design, sa USD. What we are doing in USD is we are transforming this nonlinear curve into an equivalent stress block, equivalent stress block. Ang tawag po natin dyan, Whitney's stress block. Yan po yung stress block ni Whitney, no? Whitney's stress block. And based on this, according to what we learned in RCD, the maximum stress that we are only considering in this uniform stress block is 0.85 of FC prime. Kaya po nakuha natin yung 0.85 of FC prime, in-average lang kasi natin yung nonlinear stress distribution. Okay, that is for ultimate strength design. So first, let's talk about the uncrack stage. So in an uncrack stage, we're just going to use a simple formula na pinag-usapan po natin sa strength of materials, that the bending stress is equal to MC over I, or basically in this case, MY over I. And our modulus of rupture, or basically this is the stress before mag-crack si concrete. This is the stress before mag-crack si concrete. FR is just the stress before concrete cracks, no? Yan lang po yung stress natin. And according to our code, it is actually FR, no? FR, which is equal to 0.62 lambda square root of FC prime. Lambda is actually just the multiplier for lightweight concrete. So 0.75 kapag lightweight, 1.0 kapag normal weight. So commonly, it's just 1. And then basically, if FR is equal to FB, so if we want to solve for the moment, M, cross-multiply lang natin, that will be FCR multiplied by I gross. Bakit I gross po yung kailangan natin gamitin? That is because gross moment of inertia yung kailangan mong gamitin sa pag-calculate ng cracking moment kasi hindi pa siya nagka-crack. Okay? Because your beam is not yet cracked, no? So, ang kailangan pong gamitin dito, gross moment of inertia. So, ibig sabihin po, yung buong section ng ating girder or ng ating beam, no? Gross moment of inertia. Since the concrete is not yet cracked. So cross multiply FCRIG divided by Y, no? YT, usually we put that as YT. Bakit po YT? Because if you are trying to find the gross or if you are trying to find the cracking moment, MCR, ang kailangan po natin na YT is the distance from the centroid going to the tension fiber. So sometimes the distance from the centroid to the compression fiber is not equal, no? Yung YC saka Y top, YT is actually not equal. So ang kailangan po natin kunin, this is actually the distance from centroid going to tension or basically extreme tension fiber. Distance from the centroid going to the extreme tension fiber. So kung ito yung beam natin and you are experiencing a positive moment, kapag positive moment, compression nasa taas, tension at the bottom, no? So compression nasa taas, tension at the bottom kapag positive moment. So that means your YT is actually here. That is your YT. But if you are experiencing negative moment, sa negative moment, the compression is at the bottom, the compression is at the bottom, the tension is at the top, your YT will now be this one. Because kapag negative yung moment, your tension stress or the tension extreme fiber is actually at the top kapag negative yung moment. No? So malalaman nyo lang po kapag positive yung moment. Positive moment kapag yung compression nasa top, negative moment kapag yung compression nasa bottom. Or basically kapag dinrawing mo yung arrow, kung nasaan po yung ating arrowhead. Kung asan yung arrowhead, andun yung compression. Okay? So that is how we calculate for the cracking moment. So some general notes for our beam, I just want to say this, no, but hindi ko masyadong pagtutuunan ng pansin. Basically kapag sinabi po nating effective depth when you say sa RCD is that is the distance from the extreme compression fiber. So this is the extreme compression fiber. Extreme compression fiber going into the distance or going to the centroid of the bars, ang tawag po natin dyan, effective depth. That is your effective depth. Okay, so how do we calculate for the effective depth? Basically, the effective depth is just the total height of the beam minus the concrete cover minus the diameter of the stirrups minus the diameter of the bar over 2. Okay, and then the concrete cover, according to our NECP code, is for column or beam, the concrete cover should be greater than 40 millimeter. For slab, it should be greater than 20 millimeter. For footing, since footing is actually exposed in soils sa mga hazardous surface, no? So footing, the concrete cover in our footing should be greater than 75 millimeter. Okay. So the concrete spacing or the spacing between bars, CS, no? The clear spacing between bars should be greater than the minimum concrete spacing. The minimum concrete spacing is 25 mm. It's actually the largest of the following. The largest of 25 mm, the diameter of the bar, or 4/3 diameter of the aggregates. So you need to consider the concrete spacing kasi nga po dapat kapag nagbuhos ka ng concrete dapat shoot pa rin si aggregate dun sa spacing ng bars mo. Hindi pwedeng masyadong congested. Okay? So on the other hand, if you have bundled bars, kapag meron ka pong bundled bars, basically the minimum concrete spacing will change. The minimum concrete spacing will now be based on the diameter of the bar square root of the number of the most bundled bar. This one, the second. But 25 and 4/3 are the same. Mag-iiba lang po yung second condition. Okay, if you have bundled bars. So if you have different layer of bars and you want to determine a single effective depth, kung gusto mong humanap ng single effective depth that will consider all the bars, pwede ka pong gumamit ng Varignon's theorem. You can use Varignon's theorem in determining the effective depth. Basically, you just take the moment at the top, no? So this is just the total area, and the top part is just the moment of the bars coming from the top, no? Moment lang. Varignon's theorem lang po yan. This is just Varignon's theorem. Okay, so for the principle of working stress design, let's now move on to after mag-crack, so basically kapag nag-crack na po yung beam, your tension stress is greater than the modulus of rupture, FR. So kapag yung tension stress mo greater than FR, ibig sabihin concrete is cracked. Concrete is cracked. So for the working stress design, you now have a linear stress distribution, no? Linear po si concrete, and at the same time, linear din si steel. However, in order to use the formula MC over I, ang formula po natin na MC over I in order to calculate the stress is only applicable for homogeneous element, no? So yung formula natin na MC over I, that is only applicable for homogeneous element, no? Homogeneous element. So ano ibig sabihin ng homogeneous? Homogeneous, ibig sabihin po, the element is only made up of one material. Isang material lang, no? Only one material. And since what you are analyzing is now a combination of concrete and steel, hindi na po pwedeng magamit si MC over I. But we can still use that if we transform the steel into its corresponding concrete area, no? Pwede po nating magamit yung MC over I kapag tinransform natin si steel into its corresponding concrete area. And paano natin magagawa po yan? Paano natin matatransform si steel into its corresponding concrete area? Magmumultiply tayo ng tinatawag natin na modulus of modular ratio. Tinatawag natin na modular ratio. So modular ratio is given by N multiplied by the area of steel. NAS is now the equivalent concrete area. So kapag lahat po sila concrete na, pwede mo nang magamit yung formula na MC over I kasi lahat po sila concrete na. Okay, that's the equivalent concrete area, NAS. So how do we calculate for the modular ratio N? Ang modular ratio N natin is just the ratio of ES over EC, no? ES is the modulus of elasticity of steel divided by EC, which is the modulus of elasticity of concrete. Basically, modulus of elasticity of concrete is given as 4,700 square root of FC prime according to our code, no? This is for normal weight concrete. Normal weight concrete, the modulus of elasticity of concrete is given as 4,700 square root of FC prime for normal weight concrete. So ES is just equal to 200,000 megapascal. Alam naman po natin yan for steel. 200,000 megapascal. So we can now calculate the modular ratio. For the modular ratio is always rounded to its nearest whole number, no? It is rounded to its nearest whole number. So hindi po natin ginagamit yung modular ratio na merong decimal. Modular ratio is always rounded to its whole number. Okay? Rounded to its nearest whole number. Okay, so basically when you calculate the stress, in this case, for the stress, we have to divide by N. I-divide natin by N, no? Yung stress. I-divide natin po kay N. Kasi sa paggamit po ng MC over I, yung sa paggamit ng MC over I, mas malaki po yung stress na makakalculate kay steel. Dapat, no? So, what you are going to calculate is Fs over N, no? Fs over N is equal to MC over I. Okay? Fs over N is equal to MC over I. Okay, so what are the allowable stress based on our code, no? So, Ang pinag-uusapan pa lang po natin dito, linear stress distribution under the working stress design. Yung sa stage 2, no? Dito sa concrete crack but the stress in beam is still linear, no? Stage 2 pa lang tayo. Okay. So, what are the maximum elastic stress? The maximum elastic stress are basically for concrete, it's actually 0.45 of FC prime. For steel, that is around 140 megapascal for 280. Or for grade 280 bars and 170 megapascal for grade 240 bars. Or usually ang FS po natin, that is just taken as 0.5 of FY. 0.5 of FY. Okay. Ano po yung factors na yan? Yung 0.45 saka 0.5. Basically, those are coming from factor of safety, no? So kapag po working stress design, nagpo-provide tayo ng factor of safety. And that factor of safety is corresponding to 0.45 and 0.5. Okay? Binabawasan natin yung maximum stress. Kinagamit lang natin, the principle of working stress design is that we are only using a partial of the stress. Partial lang ng stress. Parang yun nasa steel design. Parang sa steel design. No? Gumagamit lang tayo ng partial stress. So kaya po, minomultiply natin sila ng 0.45 or 0.5 because we are only getting a partial of the stress. We are not maximizing the stress. So ang nagma-maximize ng stress, ultimate strength design. Again, ang nagma-maximize ng stress, ultimate strength design. And to calculate for the flexural stress, that is just simply MC over I. No? Wala po kayong kakabisaduhing formula dito. It's just a simple mechanics. MC over I. So let's try to calculate this example. The hollow beam with cross-section given below is simply supported over a span of 4 meter. Basically, meron daw po tayong 4 meter beam. And according to the problem, our cracking moment is 78 kilonewton meter. So let me write it. Our MCR is 78 kilonewton meter. Find the maximum uniform load in kilonewton per meter that the beam can carry without cracking. So basically, this is actually a past board exam problem. This is a past board exam problem. So if we want to solve for the uniform load W, the maximum moment for simply supported beam, I hope naalala na po ito. This is WL squared over 8. And according to the problem, what is the maximum uniform load that the beam can carry without cracking? So that will just be, I will equate the maximum moment to 78. So 78 is equal to W times the length, which is 4 squared divided by 8. What's the value of W? Can you give me the value of W? 39 kilonewton per meter. (39 kilonewton per meter). Number 2, calculate the modulus of rupture used for the beam. So we already have an MCR and we know that our stress before mag-crack po si beam is FR, no? FR is equal to MCR YT or basically MC over I. If you don't remember, wala po kayong kailangan na kabisaduhing formula. This is just a simple MC over I. So ang tinatanong po ni problem, calculate the modulus of rupture. Or basically, pinapakalculate niya yung stress. What is the stress of the beam before cracking? That is also the modulus of rupture. Stress of the beam before cracking, so that is just MCR 78 multiplied by YT. So what is YT? So this is our beam, hollow po sa gitna. This will be our, basically the centroid is at the center, centroid. So ang YT natin is coming from the centroid going into the extreme tension fiber. Since simply supported, the tension is at the bottom, and the compression is at the top. So again, tension is at the bottom, compression at top. Kasi nga po, simply supported. Okay? So our YT is coming from the centroid going into the tension fiber that is equal to 300 mm. This is your YT. So multiply by 300 Yung 78, I will transform it into Newton millimeter. So times 10 raised to 6 divided by I. Our moment of inertia is basically times 10 raised to 6, no? Moment of inertia is basically the moment of inertia of the rectangle minus the moment of inertia of the square, of the circle. That is 300 times 600 cubed over 12 minus the moment of inertia of the circle, that is pi over 64, 150 raised to the fourth. So this is now my FR. Can you calculate for FR? Four point 4.353. Is that correct? 4.353 megapascal. Okay, 4.353. So this is our answer for number 2. Number 3, if the hollow part of the beam is replaced with the square of side 200 millimeter, what is the new cracking moment? So ang tinatanong po, cracking moment, no? When you think of this problem, actually nung binigay po ito sa board exam, kind of tricky, no? Medyo tricky. Pero if you think about it, kung alam mo yung concept ng modulus of rupture, alam mo na yung modulus of rupture is actually based on the strength of concrete, na kahit ano pang shape ng concrete, the modulus of rupture will be the same. Kasi kahit ano pa pong shape ng concrete, ang FR natin according to NSAP 2010 is just 0.62 lambda square root of FC prime. So basically the modulus of rupture is dependent on the FC prime. So kapag hindi mo binago yung FC prime, hindi magbabago si modulus of rupture. So to answer number 3, basically what you need to do is to let me add nyo. To answer number 3, sabi niya po, papalitan daw po natin yung ating beam na meron tayong square sa gitna. But the square is now 200 millimeter. 200 millimeter, so this is still 600 and this is still 300. So number 3. So again, since hindi mo naman pinalitan yung strength ng concrete, the modulus of rupture will be the same. So FR will still be 4.353. 4.353 megapascal. FR is 4.353 megapascal, and basically that is equal to MCR YT MC over I gross. So 4.353 is equal to the new cracking moment, since we are trying to calculate the new cracking moment, multiply by 10 times 10 raised to 6 para maging Newton millimeter, multiply by YT. Our YT is still 300 mm coming from the centroid going into the extreme tension fiber, 300 millimeter. So that is 300 divided by the gross moment of inertia. That is, it is actually now a square, no? Square na po siya. So basically base 300 times height cube over 12 minus the square, or basically that is 200 times 200 cube over 12. So ito na po yung ating MCR. Can you calculate for MCR? Just cross multiply, but basically the value of FR will be the same, no? Parehas lang po yung value ng FR. So the answer will now be 76.42 kilonewton meter. So coming from 78, it is now 76.42. So far, is that clear? Clear po tayo dito? Okay, so let's now try to solve this problem. A rectangular beam 300 by 500 reinforced with 3 diameter 28 mm bars, having its centroid 75 mm from the bottom of the beam. Use FC prime 21 megapascal, Fy 275. Calculate the elastic bending stress to sustain dead load moment of 30 and live load of 40 kilonewton meter. So basically, our beam is this one, no? Meron po tayong beam dyan. So according to the problem, we have a beam of 300 by 500 mm reinforced with 3 diameter 28 mm bars. So 3 28 mm bars. And having its centroid 75 mm from the bottom of the beam. So basically, this is 75. So I can now calculate for the effective depth, no? So effective depth is just D is equal to 500 minus 75. So that is 425. 425. So we have FC prime 21 megapascal and Fy 275 megapascal. So assuming that the beam cracks, ibig sabihin crack na po siya, crack na yung beam natin. So if ayaw nyo mag-assume agad, you can easily calculate for the cracking moment. Pwede naman pong i-calculate yung cracking moment. MCR is just equal to FRYT over IG. So MCR natin, the cracking moment will be equal to, ang FR natin is equal to 0.62. That is a formula given in our code, no? This one. Usually po, si Ma'am Praxi, the examiner for RCD, kapag po FR, hindi niya na binibigay. But lahat naman ng codes binibigay niya when it comes to RCD, but yung FR, hindi niya na binibigay. Dapat po alam na natin yan. 0.62 square root of FC prime, no? So FR is basically 0.62 square root of FC prime. Our FC prime is 21. So can you calculate this FR? Anyway, sige, kahit wala na pong value, no? Diretso ko na. So that will be 0.62 square root of FC prime 21 multiplied by YT. YT will be coming from the centroid going to the extreme tension fiber. Again, hindi mo po i-consider pa muna yung bakal kapag nagka-calculate ka ng cracking moment. So our YT is 250. YT is equal to 250. So YT is now 250. Divided by I gross, that is base times height cube over 12. No? So what will be our MCR? Divide it by 10 raised to 6 para maging kilonewton meter. Divide na lang ng times 10 raised to 6. So i-divide na lang natin ng 1 over 1,000 squared para maging kilonewton meter. The answer will be? What's the value for cracking moment? .23? Is that correct? Is that correct? Baliktad ako, sorry. MCR FRIG over YT, no? Kinross multiply ko na nga pala. It's supposed to be, di ba, stress. Sanay kasi ako sa stress. MC over I. Kinross multiply ko na. So FR, so it's supposed to be FRIG over YT, no? Sa baba yung YT. Okay. So, kaya pala, ba't ang baba ako, no? So basically, our I gross is a base height cube over 12. YT is 250. So what is our MCR? Ay, nakatakip yata, ano? Anyway, so basically, ang MCR po natin is given as FR times IG over YT, no? Kasi, sanay kasi ako that our modulus of rupture is equal to the moment, MC over I lang kasi yung tinatandaan ko. So, MYT divided by IG. So, if I want to solve for the moment, cross multiply, MCR will just be FRIG divided by YT, no? FRIG divided by YT. So our FR is 0.62 square root of 21 or 0.62 square root of FC prime multiplied by I divided by YT. Our cracking moment is 35.5 kilonewton meter. So this is your cracking moment. Basically, if you want to give this answer a meaning, ito po yung moment na kailangan para mag-crack si beam. Again, ito po yung moment na kailangan para mag-crack si beam. So, kapag na-reach na ni beam yung 35.5, magka-crack na siya. Okay? Magka-crack na si beam. However, in our problem number 1, tinatanong ng problem, what is the stresses when the beam is loaded with a moment of 30 kilonewton and 40 kilonewton? Dead load of 30 and live load at 40. So, our applied moment applied is equal to dead load plus live load. Take note, we are still dealing with working stress design. So kapag working stress design, wala pa po tayong factor, no? Again, kapag working stress design, there is actually no load factors. So wala pa tayong load factors sa working stress design. So our applied moment is basically 30, dead load plus live load lang po, 30 plus 40. So the applied moment is 70 kilonewton meter. So 70 kilonewton meter is greater than 35.5. Mas malaki dun sa cracking moment. So ibig sabihin, the beam will crack, no? So M applied is greater than MCR, so beam is cracked. Anyway, this step or ito pong ginagawa ko na to, hindi talaga siya part ng calculation, no? Hindi talaga siya part ng calculation. Pinakita ko lang na nag-crack na si beam kapag na-reach niya yung 35.5. Pinakita ko lang na crack na po yung beam, no? But it's not actually a part of our solution. So, let's go to our solution proper. So basically, ang kailangan nyo lang pong gawin is if you encounter this type of problem, alam mo naman na ang pinapakalculate sa'yo is working stress design, linear yung stress. Kasi nga, sinabi niya na, elastic bending stress, no? You know, ito na po yung clue mo, elastic bending stress. So, kung pinapakalculate sa'yo yung elastic bending stress, kahit hindi niya sabihin na working stress design ito, alam mo na po na working stress design yung gagamitin mo. Alam mo na hindi mo kailangan mag-apply ng load factors, alam mo na nagagamit ka ng modular ratio because sinabi niya elastic bending stresses. Okay? So, again, you have a beam which is actually 300 by 500. 300 by 500. And you have a reinforcement at the bottom. The reinforcement at the bottom is 3 diameter 28. The effective depth is 425. So, since nag-crack na po yung beam natin, magbabago na po yung neutral axis natin or yung centroid. This is now your neutral axis. That is your neutral axis. And anything below the neutral axis is now considered as crack. Lahat po ito considered as cracked. Ibig sabihin po kapag crack, ineffective. Hindi na siya kasama sa calculation. Ineffective. So kapag crack na po yung ilalim, when your moment is greater than the cracking moment, ineffective na yung ilalim. We are not going to consider that in our calculation. So we are actually locating a new depth of the neutral axis, which is x. Hinahanap mo yung depth ng neutral axis. Okay? So to locate the depth of the neutral axis, i-equate po natin yung area. But before we equate the area, as what I said earlier, para po magamit natin yung formula na MC over I, kailangan natin i-transform yung bakal into its equivalent concrete area, no? Ita-transform natin into its equivalent concrete area. So ang gagawin natin, i-multiply natin ang tinatawag na modular ratio, no? I-multiply natin 'yan. So lalaki po yung lalaki yung area ng bakal, and the area of the bars will now be considered as N multiplied by AS. And your N is given as ES over EC, which is ES is 200,000 megapascal divided by EC, which is 4,700 square root of FC prime. FC prime is 21. So what is this one? What's the value of 200,000 divided by 4,700 square root of 21? 9.29 na 9.29, and since hindi tayo nagko-consider ng decimal, so this is just rounded up or rounded down to 9, no? 9 na lang po, nearest whole number 9. So what we are going to do is to transform the area of steel into its equivalent concrete area. So magiging concrete na po ito. So itong kukulayan ko, no? This one, this will now be concrete. So yung bakal mo naging concrete. And then in order to locate the neutral axis, we are going to equate the area top. Area top is equal to area bottom. Equate mo lang sa area top equals area bottom. Ang area top is basically the area of the concrete on top. That is 300 multiplied by x, no? And then okay. So imo-moment natin si area top, imo-moment natin kay neutral axis, no? So kulang yung sinulat ko. So that is supposed to be the area top, imo-moment natin sa neutral axis. Actually ang ginagawa lang po natin Varignon's theorem. Nagba-Varignon's theorem lang tayo, no? So the moment of area at the top, area top multiplied by y bar, y top is equal to area bottom, y bottom. Okay? So, mino-moment lang natin yung area. Area top is multiplied by y top is equal to area bottom multiplied by y bottom. So, this is actually the area. Ito na yung area natin ng top, 300 multiplied by x. Kasi nga, 300 lang po ito no? 300 lang yan. So, multiply natin ang distance from the neutral axis. The distance from the neutral axis is x over 2. So, 300 times x, that is the area, multiplied by the distance of the centroid to the neutral axis, that is x over 2. X over 2. Next, equals, wala na pong area sa top, yan lang, no? Area bottom. The area at the bottom is now the transformed area of steel into its equivalent concrete area, no? Transformed area of steel. So, ang transformed area ng steel is N multiplied by AS multiplied by the distance from the centroid, or the distance from the neutral axis going into the centroid of the bars or the centroid of the transform area is equal to d minus x, or basically 425 minus x. This is d minus x. Kasi ito po effective depth to no? So that is d minus x multiplied by d minus x. Substituting the values, that will be 300 multiplied by x. X over 2 is equal to n, which is 9. AS is now 3 pi over 4, 28 squared. Effective depth is 425 minus x. We can now calculate for the value of x. Plugging it into your calculator. Ano po ang value ng x? Basically, ang ginawa lang natin dito, nag-moment tayo sa neutral axis. We take a moment at the neutral axis. Area top, moment sa top is equal sa moment sa bottom, no? Nag-Varignon's theorem lang tayo. Value of x is now be 168.58. 168.58 millimeter. Okay? And then after you calculate for the depth of the neutral axis, basically this is now the depth of neutral axis. That is the depth of neutral axis. Ang gagawin nyo po is we need to use the formula of the stress, which is MC over I. To calculate for the stress, kailangan natin gamitin yung MC over I. But before we can use MC over I, kailangan po muna nating makalculate si I. So calculate for transformed moment of inertia. Transformed moment of inertia. Sir, di ba ano lang yan, yung BH cube over 12? Hindi na, kasi nga crack na si beam. Hindi na siya rectangular lang kasi wala na yung ilalim. Crack na yung ilalim, no? So to calculate for the moment of inertia, ang i-consider na lang natin is just the crack part. So this will now be our beam in consideration. You have only this part and then this one, no? Kasi yung nasa ilalim po, below the neutral axis, yung beam na yan, nag-crack na. Okay? So our consideration is only this part and this value of x is now equal to 168.58. And this is 300 mm. Okay, 300 mm. And to calculate for moment of inertia, ICR, ito po yung crack moment of inertia. Basically, if you still remember the parallel axis theorem po sa statics, okay? It's actually the moment of inertia about the neutral axis is just the summation of the moment of inertia at the centroidal moment of inertia plus area d squared. If you still remember that, no? ICR is equal to IX bar plus AD squared. So to calculate for the centroidal moment of inertia, yung top po muna. Ang top natin is just a rectangle. So that is just BH cube over 12, no? So BH cube over 12 and then plus yung top po muna, no? Or basically hindi na po siya h, gawin nating x na lang, bx cube over 12, bx cube over 12 kasi ito x to, no? Bx cube over 12 plus the area which is b times x multiplied by the distance from the centroid to the neutral axis, that is x over 2 squared. Ito na po yung sa top, that is the top, no? Basically ito yung IX bar, tapos ito yung area d squared. Yan yung area d squared, yung area sa top. Yung area naman po sa bottom, yung area sa bottom plus area bottom, ito pong area bottom natin. Basically, yung area bottom natin, it is composed of a very long strip with a very small height. Very small height. So, lagay ko differential height, no? Very small height kasi ano lang yan eh. Ang nipis lang ng bakal, no? Very small height. So, ang base natin is basically NAS. Ang base mo is NAS. Ang height mo is differential height, BH cube over 12. Kaya lang dahil sobrang liit ng height ng bakal, hindi na natin kino-consider to. Zero na lang yan, na? Zero na lang yan. Ang kino-consider na lang natin, this is basically your IX bar. Ang kino-consider na lang natin yung area D squared. And the area D squared is the area which is NAS multiplied by the distance from the centroid of the area to the centroid of the whole section, and that is D minus X. No? Centroid of the area to the centroid of the section, that is D minus X squared. No? D minus X squared. So if you simplify this, dito po nakuha yung formula na ICR. Actually, yung iba po, kinakabisado tong formula na to. But I don't suggest to memorize this kasi this is only applicable for rectangular. Ang problema, kapag binigyan na ng ibang shape, kasi hindi naman alam yung concept, kinabisado lang tong formula, hindi na po alam, no, kung paano gagawin. Basically, if you simplify this will now be bx cubed over 3 plus NAS D minus X squared. But take note, this is only applicable, saan lang po ito applicable? This is only applicable for rectangular only. Kapag hindi na rectangular, basically we use the concept. Gamitin natin yung concept ng parallel axis theorem. Kasi marunong naman tayo mag-calculate ng moment of inertia. Okay? So calculating for ICR now, it's just 300 multiplied by X. Our X is 168.58 cube over 3 plus N, that is 9. AS is what is our AS? That is 3 pi over 4, 28 squared. D is 425 minus X, which is 168.58 squared. What is our ICR? 1572 5395 millimeter to the fourth. Okay. So once you have the ICR, you can now calculate for the stresses, no? Pwede mo nang makalculate yung stress. And how do you calculate for the stresses? Actually, these problems, mabilis lang i-calculate to. Na nagtatagal lang po ako dahil sinusulat ko pa, no? Pero mabilis lang pong i-calculate yung mga yan. You can use your calculator alone. Pwede po calculator lang, masasagutan mo na yung mga yan, no? So, let's calculate now the stresses. So, ito po yung beam natin, crack na. So, we have this. Crack na po yung beam natin. Okay. This is 300. This is now 168.58. This is 425. Okay. So, to calculate for the stress, ang una po natin calculate, stress muna kay concrete, no? Stress in concrete is basically equal to MC over I. Ano po yung extreme concrete fiber natin? Saan located yung extreme concrete fiber? The extreme concrete fiber coming from the neutral axis, going to the extreme concrete fiber, that is basically X, yung distance X natin, no? Yung 168.58. Kasi ang extreme compression fiber natin nasa taas. Ito yung extreme compression fiber. Extreme compression fiber, ECF. So to calculate for the stress in concrete, that is MX divided by I. Ang I mo gagamitin is ICR. Yung na-calculate natin na cracking the cracking moment of inertia, no? So to calculate for the stress in concrete, FC na lang, masyado mahaba yung concrete, FC. FC will now be the moment, the applied moment. Take note, medyo nakalimutan na natin, no? The applied moment that we have is 70 kilonewton meter. So 70 kilonewton meter. So the applied moment is 70 times 10 raised to 6 to make it Newton millimeter. Our X is 168.58 divided by the cracking moment. the cracking moment of inertia, which is, sige, dapat nga in-store nyo na lang yan, no? 157, 222, 5395. So evaluating this, the stress in your concrete is actually 7.506 megapascal. And then if I want to calculate for the steel, if I want to calculate for the stress in steel, the stress in steel is this one naman po. Ito yung steel natin, NAS. Yung steel natin, nandyan pa rin sa ilalim, nagtatago lang as an equivalent concrete area, no? Nagtatago lang as an equivalent concrete area. So our F steel, Fs, is now equal to, the moment, what is the distance from the neutral axis going into the steel? That is now d minus x, di ba? This is actually d minus x. Multiplied by d minus x divided by ICR. However, as I mentioned earlier, kapag po ginagawa natin yung linear stress diagram, ang nakakalculate natin hindi yung stress sa steel. Ang nakakalculate natin is Fs over N. Fs over N, no? So, I will rewrite this. Ito po sinulat ko. Lagyan ko ng divisor na N. Fs over N. So, to calculate for the steel, basically, ang F steel natin will now be equal to the modular ratio. I-multiply natin. Cross-multiply lang, no? M d minus x over ICR. And that is equal to, ang modular ratio is 9 multiplied by the moment, which is 70 times 10 raised to 6. Effective depth is 425 minus x, 168.58, divided by ICR, which is 157,222,5395. So, ang F steel is now equal to d minus x. That is 425 minus 168. Tama naman. Is this correct? 102.75. Is that correct? Tama po ba? Okay. So that is how you calculate for the stresses. Ito yung stress natin po sa concrete saka sa steel. These are our stresses in concrete and steel. Stress sa concrete, 7.5. Stress sa steel, 102, no? So our next problem is calculate the safe bending moment the beam can sustain without exceeding the allowable stress under working load condition. So ang tinatanong niya, calculate the safe bending moment the beam can sustain without exceeding the allowable stress. Ano ba yung allowable stresses natin? According to our code, our allowable stress is what? 0.5 saka 0.5 of Fy and 0.45 of Fc prime, right? Okay. So our allowable stresses, Fc allowable. Tinatanong niya, actually the second question ang tinatanong sa'yo, what is the moment capacity? What is the moment capacity without exceeding the allowable stress? And your allowable stress is Fc allowable. Fc allowable, allowable stress in concrete is 0.45 of Fc prime. Sa steel naman po, Fs allow or Fs allowable, that is 0.5 of Fy. 0.5 of Fy. So, gagamitin po natin to in order to calculate for the moment capacity. So, consider muna natin yung concrete. Consider concrete. Consider concrete. No? Concrete is 0.45 of Fc prime. Ang Fc prime natin is, what is our Fc prime? 21? Yeah, 21 sa 275. Yeah. So, 0.45 of 21, what's this? Don't worry about it. Basta 0.45 na lang po. No? 0.45, ito naman po, 0.5 of Fy 275. So, gamitin muna natin si concrete. Consider concrete. Ang FC allowable natin, kapag ginamit mo yung allowable stress, basically ang ibibigay sa iyo moment capacity, no? Please remember that. Kapag ang ginamit mo allowable stress, ang ibibigay sa iyo moment capacity in terms of working stress design. Again, kapag ginamit mo allowable stress, ang ibibigay sa iyo moment capacity in terms of working stress design. MC over I po ulit tayo, no? MX divided by ICR. So, ang FC allowable natin, that is only 0.45 of 21, is equal to moment capacity, MCAP. I-multiply ko na po ng times 10 raised to 6 para ang makukuha ko kilonewton meter na. Ang X natin is equal to 168.58 divided by ICR. Our ICR is 157.222.5395. Makukuha ko na yung moment capacity in terms of concrete. That is what? 88.13. However, we are still not yet done kasi meron pa po tayong steel. We need to consider naman din yung steel. Consider steel. Consider steel. However, when you are considering the steel, dapat po may divisor na modular ratio. So, FS allowable, FS allowed divided by N, huwag kakalimutan yung divided by N, which is equal to moment capacity, MCAP, D minus X. Kapag ka po sa steel, D minus X na yung ginagamit natin, D minus X, divided by ICR. So, FS allowable will now be 0.5 of 275 divided by N, which is equal to modular ratio, which is 9. The moment capacity is, that's what we are solving, no? Times 10 raised to 6. D minus X, that is 168. Effective depth, 425. Minus 168.58 divided by ICR. What is our moment capacity? 93.676. So, again, going back to mechanics of materials, if you have two moment capacity, 88 saka 93, which one will be the governing capacity? Of course, the lower one. Kung sino mas mababa, no? Kung sino mas mababa. So, the answer will be, the moment capacity will be 88.13. Ganun lang po, no? Ganun lang. Okay, I hope this is clear, no? Clear na po tayo dito. Any question? Yes.
First question po, for example po sa stage 1 and crack stage, yung formula po, FCR is equals to FIG over pi T. Yung Y po dun is considering po yung tension. Tapos kapag stage 2 naman po, dun na po nakadepend kung compression po or tension yung gagamitin.
Kapag stage 2 na, ang multiplier mo na sa M, kapag tension yung hinahanap, syempre, naka-refer ka sa bakal. FS yung hinahanap mo.
Opo.
Kapag compression, naka-refer ka sa extreme concrete fiber.
Then kapag uncrack po, sa tension po automatic naka-refer.
Sa tension. Kasi doon unang
Okay po.
magka-crack yung concrete. Kapag uncrack, sa tension. Kasi doon magka-crack yung concrete. Laging Y tension yan.
Tapos po, FC is equivalent lang po sa FCR. Iisa lang po ba sila?
FC or FR, no? FR, basically modulus of rupture. That is the stress bago mag-crack si concrete.
Opo,
FCRE.
same lang po
Same
sila
lang sa
ng
FC.
FC. Okay po. Yun lang po, sir.
Okay.
Thank you po.
Basically, kapag FC naman din, usually ang FC natin, that is the stress in concrete. Stress in concrete kapag FC. No? Stress in concrete. Okay, let's try this one. So for this example, this is not a rectangular. So again, be careful when using this formula, no? Bx cubed over 3 plus NASD minus x squared. That is only applicable for rectangular. Minsan, ang ginagawa po ng mga nagre-review, kinakabisado yan. That formula has limitations. And that limitation is only for rectangular. Okay? So dito tayo sa T-beam. If the dimension of the T-beam is shown in the figure, if n is 8, meron nating tayong AS is 3,300. Determine the following: the maximum stress produced in concrete by positive bending moment of 120 kilonewton meter. So hindi ko na i-calculate yung cracking moment, no? Sigurado na tayong nag-crack to. Sigurado nang nag-crack. So siguradong nag-crack. So we just want to find asan kaya yung X. We just want to locate the location of X. So mag-a-assume po muna ako, no? So let's say i-assume ko muna na this is my neutral axis. That is my neutral axis. So basically lahat ng concrete below the neutral axis, it will now be a crack. Magka-crack na po ito. So hindi na siya kasama sa calculation. Okay? So ang gagawin ko, this will now be X, no? That is X. Hinahanap natin ngayon yung distance ng X. What is the distance X? And pinakamagandang division po na gagawin dito is just, ang gawin nyo po, usually sa T-beam, ganito po ang magandang division. Hatiin nyo siya into a rectangular and overhanging. Rectangular and overhanging. So hatiin mo siya ng ganito. This is area 1. And the remaining part, yung color blue, that is now area 2. Pagsamahin mo na, wag mo nang pag-iwalayan, no? Basically, i-drawing ko po ulit, no? This part right here, this will now be area 2. Magkasama. Area 2. 2 na lang. Area 2. Okay? Mas madali po kasing mag-analyze kapag ganyan yung paghati nyo kapag T-beam. Okay? So again, the first thing to do, solve for X. What is the value of X? Para po makuha yung value ng X, equate natin, Barignon's theorem, area top, Y top is equal to area bottom, Y bottom. No? Area top muna. Area top, that will be the width of this is basically 250 as shown at the bottom. So 250 lang yan. Yung natitira, kung 500 po, ang natitira din dito 250. So yung natitira is 500 minus 250. The width of the remaining overhanging flange is 250 din. Kasi 500 minus 250 di ba? So ang width nung natitira is 500 minus 250, which is basically 250 din. Ito po, ano? The width is 250 din. Yung natitirang width. So area top muna tayo. Area top, that is equal to 250 multiplied by X. Area 1 muna yan, multiply by X over 2 plus yung overhanging, yung natira, no? So that will be, actually mas maganda po ito, gawin nyo na lang 500 minus 250 or basically 250 din, no? The width of the overhanging flange multiplied by the thickness 150 multiplied by X minus 150 over 2. Paano nangyari yon? Kasi di ba ang distance niyan is ito yon. This is basically 150 over 2. And this is x. So the distance right here is x minus 150 over 2. The distance from the centroid to the neutral axis is x minus 150 over 2. Equate natin sa ilalim. Area ng ilalim, transform natin to. Transform lang natin yan. Magiging siyang NAS. Ang N natin is 8. Area natin ng bakal is 3,300. Multiply by the distance. The distance will be effective depth, which is 500 plus 150. 500 plus 150. No? Kasi po, 500 plus 150 minus x. That's it. You can now solve for x. What's the value of x? $218.86. So, meron tayong value ng x. We now have to calculate for ICR. Ito, medyo madugo ito, no? Yung pag-calculate ng ICR. So, to calculate for ICR, I will isolate yung T part lang, no? Isolate ko lang muna yung T part. Ito, okay. So, assuming meron dyan yan. Ganyan. Okay? So, ang width natin, basically, ganun pa rin po yung division natin. We have area 1 and area 2. The area 1, basically, the value of x is now 218.86. 218.86. And this is 250. The remaining width is basically 125 sa kabila. Sa kabila, 125, no? Or total of 250. Total of 250. So, this is area 1 and this is area 2. So, paano po mag-calculate ng ICR? ICR will now be area 1 muna. Yung area 1 natin, hindi ko na gagawin yung BH cube plus area D squared. Idediretso ko na po na BX cube over 3. Kapag over 3, take note, I want you to remember this. Kapag ka po yung kinakalculate mo na moment of inertia is at the centroid, that is BH cube over 12. Kapag ang kinukuha mong moment of inertia naman is at the bottom, kapag rectangle, kinukuha mong moment of inertia with respect to the bottom, that is BH cube over 3. Kaya po yung kaninang formula natin naging over 3 kasi with respect to the bottom yung kinukuha natin. Yun dito, no? Kaya po ito naging over 3. That is because we are getting the moment of inertia with respect to the bottom. With respect to the bottom. Okay. So I want you to remember that. So idediretso ko na lang po, ano? Gawin nating BX cube over 3 na agad. BX cube over 3, so that is the base. BH, the height is 218.86 cube over 3. So this is for area 1. Area 1 na po ito, area 1. For area 2 naman, we need to get the BH cube over 12 and then ita-transfer natin, no? So plus, for area 2, that will be the base, BH cube over 12. So that is, the base is also 125 plus 125 or basically 125 plus 125, that is the base, no? Or basically 250 na lang din. The base is 250. The height is 150. This is 150. BH cube over 12. Kaya lang, kailangan ko pong i-transfer yung moment of inertia. Ita-transfer natin coming from the center, going to the centroid, going to the neutral axis, plus area D squared, no? Dito na lang sa ilalim. The area will be 250 multiplied by 150, and distance, that is 218.86 minus 150 over 2 squared, area D squared. Plus, yung ano po natin, yung bakal naman, NAS. Ang N natin, that is 8. Ang AS natin, 3,300. Ang distance coming from the centroid, this one, that is the effective depth. Basically, the effective depth is 650. So this will be 650 minus x. 650 minus x, which is 218.86 squared. That will be our ICR. Ano po ang ICR natin? What is our ICR? Six six two seven two eight eight 792. 6627 288 792. So that is our ICR. Actually, the ICR is the difficult part, no? So kapag na-solve mo na yung ICR, we can now calculate for the maximum stress. Pinapakalculate lang po sa yung stress sa concrete. So calculating for the stress in concrete, stress in concrete, and the stress in concrete, basically, na FC or yung stress sa concrete, that is equal to MX over ICR, that is equal to, ang applied moment natin, the applied moment is 120 kilonewton meter. So that is 120 times 10 raised to 6. Ang X is, the X is 218.86. ICR, that is 6627. 288792. So we can now calculate for FC. 3.96 megapascal. And also, kapag po napapansin nyo, no, kapag yung stress sa concrete mababa, kapag yung stress naman sa steel around 100 plus. Okay? Around 100 plus. So, sana maging palatandaan na po sa inyo yan. Stress in steel naman po. Stress in steel, how do we calculate for stress in steel? That is Fs divided by N. Huwag kakalimutan yung divided by N na. Fs divided by N is equal to M D minus X over ICR. So Fs, we want to calculate for Fs divided by, cross multiply tayo to calculate for Fs. That will be N, 8 multiplied by the moment, 120 times 10 raised to 6. Ang effective depth natin, 650. 650 minus X, 218.86 divided by ICR. ICR is 6627 288.792. So what is Fs? 263.25. Tama po ba to? Is that correct? 263? Mali daw. This is actually 62.45. Okay. So, tinatanong niya rin po, what is the maximum bending moment without exceeding allowable stress of 12 and 140? Again, what is the maximum bending moment without exceeding 12 and 140? So, katulad lang din po nung problem 1, ano raw po yung what is basically the moment capacity, no? Number 3, ang tinatanong niya, what is the moment capacity without exceeding FC allowable is equal to 12, FS is 140. FS allow is 140. So consider ko muna yung concrete, no? Concrete muna tayo. Consider concrete. So for concrete, FC FC allowable is equal to M cup times X divided by ICR. So that is 12 is equal to M cup times 10 raised to 6 para maging kilonewton meter. Ang X natin is 218.86 divided by 6627 288792. So what is our M cup? .363. Sir, hindi po ba multiply ng 0.45? Allowable na po yung binigay niya. This is already allowable, no? Masyado kasing mababa kapag ka 12 megapascal lang. This is already allowable. Allowable na po ito. Imumultiply mo lang ng 0.45 saka ng 0.5 kapag ang pinigay sa iyo FC prime at saka FS saka FY. I hope that's clear, no? Imumultiply mo lang ng 0.45 saka 0.5 kapag ang binigay sa iyo FC prime at saka FY. Okay? Ang binigay na po sa inyo dito, allowable na agad. So allowable na, wala ka ng multiplier. This is 363.37. So consider naman po si steel. That will be 140 or basically FS allow divided by N. Huwag kakalimutan yung divided by N. M cup D minus X over ICR. So that is 140 divided by X, which is divided by N, which is 8. M cup 10 raised to 6. Effective depth, that is 650 minus 218.86 divided by ICR. ICR is 6627 288 792. So what is our M capacity? 269. So you have two values. Which one will govern? Ano po mag-govern? Of course, the lower one. Okay. For my last example, I just want to show na kapag po merong compression steel, the modular ratio that we should use is 2N. Ang conversion po kapag ka doubly reinforced na, 2N na siya, hindi na siya N, 2N, no? So let me answer this real quick. Medyo bilisan lang natin, no? So a 300 by 600 mm reinforced concrete beam is reinforced with 428 mm diameter tension steel. So meron daw tayong beam. which is actually reinforced with 4 diameter 28 tension steel. So 4 diameter 28. And then meron tayong compression steel. The compression steel is 2 diameter 28. So merong bakal sa baba, meron ding bakal sa taas. And the distance of the compression steel is 64 millimeter. So this is 64. And the distance of the tension steel is 536. This is 536. The width is 300 basically. So the section is subjected to a bending moment of 150. So ang end daw natin is equal to 9. So again, the first thing to do is to locate x. Hanapin muna natin yung x, yung neutral axis, no? So hanapin natin yung neutral axis, tapos lahat po ng nasa ilalim, basically lahat na nasa ilalim na to, crack. So wala na po yan, no? Hindi yan natin i-consider. So we just need to find the value of x. So again, paano na nga po natin nahanapin yung value ng x? We just have to equate area top, y top is equal to area bottom, y bottom, no? Area bottom, y bottom. So ang area top natin basically is the area ng concrete. The area ng concrete, this is B. Gawin ko na lang po munang variables, no? B times x multiplied by x over 2. Okay? So that is the concrete. However, meron tayong steel. Meron tayong steel. So ang steel natin is according to our code, kapag compression, ang modular ratio natin 2n. So magiging 2n AS prime. Kasi po AS prime, ibig sabihin nung may prime, compression steel. Bakal po sa top. Bakal sa top kapag may prime. AS prime. So 2n AS prime multiply by, gaano kalayo po yung AS prime natin? This is actually what we call D prime, no? So that will be x minus D prime. So yung 64 gawin natin, pangalan niya D prime. Si 536 ang pangalan po nito D. Okay? So x minus D prime. However, if you think about it, yung B times X, etong B times X natin, is complete. Hindi natin kinonsider yung butas ng concrete, no? So, this B times S is not considering the hole. The hole due to compression steel. Eh di ba kasi dahil naglagay ka ng compression steel, nabawasan yung concrete. Kasi nga naglagay ka ng ano doon naglagay ka ng bakal. So merong butas doon. So may butas. So yung butas, ima-minus natin ngayon. So meron tayong deduction na minus. Meron tayong deduction na minus. Ibabawas natin yung butas. And yung butas na yun is basically the area ng compression steel, AS prime, and then the distance which is x minus D prime. X minus D prime. And i-equate natin yan sa area bottom. The area bottom is now AS. Ito po yung AS natin. This is AS prime. AS multiply by the distance. Gaano kalayo yung area bottom? That is D minus X. So, wag kakalimutan yung modular ratio, no? NAS multiply by D minus X. So, kapag sinimplify natin yan, kapag sinimplify po natin, pwede natin pagsamahin yung 2n saka yung minus. Kaya ang nagiging multiplier po, kapag ka may doble reinforce, ang nagiging multiplier is 2n minus 1. Okay? Bali, ang nagiging multiplier po ni AS prime is 2n minus 1. The question is, sir, bakit nagkaroon ng minus 1? Ba't nagkaroon ng minus 1? Because may butas. Because of the hole. Because of the area of concrete being displaced by putting of bars. Kasi nung naglagay ka ng bakal dun sa taas, nagtanggal ka ng area ng concrete. Kaya po may minus 1. Clear ba tayo doon? Yung iba kasi naguguluhan po dito, sir, bakit kaya may -1? Sabi kaya ng code yan? Hindi sinabi ng code yan. Ang sinabi po ng code, compression steel, modular ratio niya 2N. Pero hindi sinabi ng code na 2N minus 1. Is that clear? Kung saan po nakuha yung -1? Okay. Equate po natin yan sa NAS D minus X. Okay? Okay. So, basically, that's our formula, no? Or, hindi naman to formula. Again, ayoko pong nagkakabisado kayo because that is only applicable for rectangular kapag kinabisado nyo yan, no? So, basically, this will now be, substitute natin, 300 multiplied by x over 2 plus AS prime. AS prime, that will be 2 diameter 28. So 2 pi over 4, 28 squared. 2n minus 1, that is 2 times 9 minus 1. X minus d prime, x minus d prime natin, 64, is equal to n times AS. 4 pi over 4, 28 squared. D minus x, that is 536 minus x. We can now solve for x. What's the value of x? $186.15. $186.15. So, after this, I can now calculate for ICR. Again, yun lang naman po yung mahirap dito, no? I calculate ng ICR. Calculate natin si ICR. So, drawing po ulit natin, no? Meron tayong ganyan. Ngayon, meron na po tayong bakal sa taas. So, meron tayong additional dito. And this is 2N. Or basically, the multiplier is 2N, no? Multiplier is AS prime multiplied by 2N minus 1. Dito naman po, NAS. And we already calculated for the value of x. The value of x is now equal to 186.15. So calculating for ICR, ICR is equal to, top po muna, area top ulit, area top, that is equal to BH cube over 12. So the base is 300. X is 186.15. BH cube over 3 pala, over 3, no? BH cube over 3 plus over 3 kasi at the bottom na, no? At the bottom na yun agad. Plus yung ating compression bars. That will be AS prime 2N minus 1. Again, may -1 pa rin kasi may butas pa rin yun. So may -1 pa din. Ang distance na will be x minus d prime. It will be x minus d prime quantity squared. Area d squared. Area d squared. Okay? Plus yung area bottom naman, plus area bottom, NAS, that will be d minus x squared. That's it, no? That will be our ICR. ICR is 300, 186.15 cube over 3 plus AS prime, that is 2 pi over 4, 28 squared. 2 times 9 minus 1, x is 186.15 minus d prime is 64 squared, plus yung NAS naman, that is 9, AS is 4 pi over 4, 28 squared. D minus X. That will be 536 minus 186.15 squared. What is our ICR? 367-0555-446. 0555-446. Okay. So once na na-calculate na po natin yan, we can now calculate for the stresses, no? Calculate for the stresses. First is, what is the maximum stress in concrete? Number 1, stress in concrete. Basically, the stress in concrete, sir, bali po sa calculating X lang po binabawas area ng compression steel. Binawas din natin dito. Binawas din natin dito kasi may -1 tayo. Again, the question is, sir, bali po sa calculating X lang po binabawas area ng compression steel. Binawas din dito kasi meron kang -1. This is the -1 is the reduction due to the holes. Meron din po dyan, no? Meron tayong -1. So first, again, going back here, stress in concrete, that will be FC is equal to mx over ICR. So ang applied moment natin, 150. So 150 multiplied by x, ang x natin is 186.15 divided by ICR. ICR is 367 055 446. So what is FC? Times 10 raised to 6, no? Para maging megapascal. 7.61. Number 2, stress in compression steel. Stress in compression steel naman, basically is, again, we are talking about steel. So kapag steel po yung pinag-uusapan, ang kailangan po may divisor tayo. Ang divisor natin is the modular ratio. Kaya lang kapag kapag compression steel, hindi na siya N. According to our code, it's supposed to be 2N. No? So ang divisor niya, Fs prime divided by 2N is equal to M. What is the distance? What is the distance from the neutral axis going into the centroid of the compression bars? That is actually X minus D prime. Neutral axis to the centroid of the compression bars, that is X minus D prime divided by ICR. So, ayan po, no? To calculate for Fs prime, ang multiplier natin, 2N. 2 times 9 multiplied by M, which is 150 times 10 raised to 6. X, which is 186.15 minus D prime. D prime is 64 divided by ICR. ICR is 367.0555.446. So what is Fs prime? Is this correct? 89.85. And to calculate, lastly, to calculate for the stress in tension steel, ganun pa rin, no? Fs over N is equal to M. This one is D minus X over ICR. So that is Fs is equal to N, which is 9 multiplied by M, 150 times 10 raised to 6. Ang effective depth natin is 536 minus 186.15 divided by ICR, 367.0555.446. 446. So what is Fs? 128.67. Okay, so that's it. Any question regarding this problem? Okay, this is actually a very good question, no? What is the concept behind bakit minsan mas malaki yung capacity, mas malaki yung nakakalculate na MCAP coming from steel versus sa MCAP na nakakalculate kay concrete. Diyan po pumapasok yung under-reinforce and over-reinforce na concept. Kapag mas naunang nag-yield yung steel, ang tawag natin doon under-reinforce. Kapag under-reinforce, unang nag-yield yung bakal. And as a designer, yun yung gusto natin. Gusto natin na unang mag-yield si bakal. Kasi nga po, kapag nag-yield si bakal, hindi bumabagsak yung beam. Kapag nag-yield siya, nagde-deform lang siya. Kasi kapag nag-yield yung bakal, steel is actually a ductile material. Ductile, ibig sabihin, kahit po masira na siya, magkakaroon lang siya ng deformation, pero hindi agad-agad siya masisira. On the other hand, kapag naman po kapag over-reinforce, dito naman unang nasisira si concrete. Kapag unang nasisira si concrete, ang tawag doon over-reinforce. Over-reinforce it is yung first example natin, no? So first example natin, ang unang nasira, ang nag-govern is concrete. Ibig sabihin, nauna pong nasira si concrete. Kapag unang nasira si concrete, that is what we call over-reinforce. Ibig sabihin po, hindi pa nag-yield si bakal, nasira na yung concrete. Over-reinforce. And that failure is what we call brittle failure. So kapag brittle, kapag nasira na yung ating concrete, wala ka nang tatapakan. Ang tatapakan mo na lang yung bakal. So, pag naunang nasira si concrete, that is a brittle failure. Bigla na lang bumabagsak. So as a designer, we already know na hindi ibig sabihin na para lumakas yung isang beam, lagyan mo ng maraming bakal. Kasi kapag nagde-design tayo, nilagyan mo ng maraming bakal, ang nangyayari, nagiging over-reinforce. Kapag naging over-reinforce, nagiging brittle yung failure. And we don't want brittle failure. Ang gusto natin, ductile failure. So kung ductile failure, dapat po under-reinforce. Maunang mag-yield si bakal. Okay? So basically, yun po yung concept, no? Na sana dinidiscuss nga na learn nyo sana sa RCD. Na actually, very important yan. Sinasabi ko lagi sa RCD ko yan dati, no? Na wag nyong iisipin, kahit yun lang po ako yung matandaan nila, na kapag gusto nilang ng mas malakas na element, lalagyan mo ng maraming bakal. That is wrong. As a civil engineering student or as a designer in the future, kapag po naglalagay ng maraming bakal, mas lalong nagiging masama kasi nagiging brittle yung failure. Anyway, ganun lang po. No? So actually, I will stop here. I don't want to go directly into ultimate strength design kasi magiging na kaming night owl. No? So I will stop here. So ultimate strength will be on the part 2. Will be on part 2. Okay? So this is the part 1 po muna. So part 1 muna. So I'll stop the recording na. Thank you.